Hello everyone, welcome. This is Jordan Berry, Instructional Designer at Hack, and this video is designed to give you an overview of D2L's News tool. So the News tool in D2L is a great way to communicate important messages with students as soon as they enter your course shell. Here you can update students on upcoming assignment due dates, course changes, or provide them with clarification on anything that's related to the course, and it'll appear on your course homepage. Let's get started. After you've logged into your course shell in D2L, you should see the news widget appear at the top of the screen. We'll see that as of now, we're greeted with a message that says there is no news to display, and we're given a link to create a news item. Let's start by clicking that to see how easy it is to create one. So first we'll add a headline that will appear in bold at the top of the news item. For this training, I'll enter Week 1 Assignments. Now in the content area below is where you can add the body of the message. So I'll input a message here, hello everyone, and I'll paste something that I had prepared previously. Great. So you'll see we can also add images that exist on our computer by clicking here, or we can add a link to video or websites by clicking here. And just like in a text editor, we have multiple options to manipulate our text: bolding, italicizing, underlining, positioning and aligning our text, and changing the font. We can also click these three dots for more options like changing the color or adding a table. Now we'll scroll down and see that we have some more options here. The first one is the availability options. So this allows us to set when we want our news item to appear and disappear from the student's view. If you want to show the start date of the news item in the item itself, we'll leave that box selected. Deselecting it will remove the date from showing. So the default start date is the date and time that you'll be posting the message. And of course, you can change that. We can also set an end date if we want. So that's when we want the news item to disappear from the student's view. The default is set to no end date, so we'll leave that. But just know that you do have the option to make that disappear from view whenever you'd like. Now you can also add an attachment to the news item as well. So we can attach Word documents, PDFs, virtually any document, and it can be used as an additional place to add important documents. Now I say additional place to add the documents because you don't want to use this news item tool as the only place to house important documents. That should be reserved for the content area. For more information on the content area, a link will appear at the end of this video that will give you an overview of how to upload and manage instructional content in D2L. So now we're finished, and at the bottom we'll click Publish, and now the news item will appear on this list here, and it will appear on our home page. So while we're here, just a note, we can delete news items by selecting the checkbox next to the news item we want to remove, then hit Delete. There are also other options available to us if we click the More Options drop-down menu. Now let's check the home page to see if our news item actually appears properly. We can find out by clicking Course Home. And there it is. Now at any point we can view, edit, or delete this news item by clicking the drop-down arrow next to the title here. We'll leave it for now and take some time looking at some of the news item's other options. If we click on the drop-down arrow for the news widget itself, we're provided with some more options. We can go back to the News tool, which is where we're able to see and edit all of the news items we created published on a list. And we can also create a new news item by clicking this button here. We also have the ability to reorder news items if we have more than one. Now that's something to mention. Obviously there's only so much room on this home page to display news items. So when you create more news items, the older ones will be pushed down the page to make room for new ones. And you have a maximum of 5 to be displayed on your home page at one time. Eventually, those older news items will disappear from view altogether. Because of that, you don't want to display important information on the news that should be permanent, like your course's Zoom links or professor contact information with office hours. Those should be displayed in a widget like this one. Again, for more information on managing the home page and widgets, watch the video link that's displayed at the end of this video. Now we can change the number of news items that are displayed, By looking at this drop-down again and clicking Customize this widget, we'll see a pop-up appears with some more options. Here we can set the number of maximum news items, and we can set it so that D2L will remove news items that are older than a certain number of days. Let's say we want to show 3 news items at a time. Then we'll change that number here, and we'll select this box to remove news items that are older than 14 days. Now we'll click Save. And that's it. That's the overview of the news item tool in D2L. I hope you found it useful, and of course, if you run into any issues, please feel free to contact CDI for any help. All the best.